What's up, guys? Welcome to the video. I'm MMA Tizer, and today I will be talking about my breakdown and prediction of the main event of UFC 292, which is, of course, Sean O'Malley versus Aljamain Sterling, who is the champion. This is the title shot. And people have been asking me for the last few weeks, they've said, UFC 292 prediction, who have you got? And initially, I'm thinking Aljamain Sterling. I'm thinking he's better on the ground, which is true. He is better on the ground. We know that. He's going to eventually take this one to the ground, and he's going to sub him. And that was my prediction for a solid 2 weeks. And then around a week ago, I started having second thoughts. I started thinking, hang on a minute. I was rewatching the fights. I was watching Sean O'Malley fights. I was watching Aljamain Sterling fights, and I thought, hang on a minute. Aljo is terrible at shooting takedowns. He just gets them out of his volume is good, so that even eventually one of his terrible takedowns will eventually land. They'll trip backwards. They'll get an unlucky position when they try and stuff it. Their sprawl won't work properly. They'll slip. Something like that usually leads to the takedown against these high level guys. And I'm thinking his entries are terrible. He's fighting the most accurate striker he's ever faced, and on the feet, he's relatively terrible, and he ate a fresh head kick from Cejudo. Now, luckily, Cejudo didn't land it properly, and he's really short, so it didn't quite land how Cejudo wanted it to. But in my eyes, if you're getting head kicked like that from Cejudo, I feel like Sean O'Malley could really land. And Cejudo had good moments in the fight. It was competitive. It was close. I think it was free. I think it was 3-2 Aljo, maybe 4-1 Aljo. But it was a close fight. It wasn't any stretch easy fight for Aljo, and I just feel like he's gonna get caught. And I was watching UFC Embedded. I think it was the first episode of the week, and Tim Welch, he was training with Sean O'Malley. He was hitting pads, and he pointed out something to me, and I thought about it. And he's absolutely right. He said, "You're gonna hurt him. You're too quick for him. You're gonna hurt him. You just need to make sure that when you hurt him, you finish him." And honestly, I agree with Tim Welsh. Tim Welsh, I think he's a pretty good coach. Is he a yes man? Maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't say he's a yes man to the degree that like Conor McGregor has yes men, but he's probably maybe they're friends, okay. But anyway, he said to Sean, "You're gonna hurt him. You just need to make sure that you find the finish after you hurt him." And I completely agree. I think Sean O'Malley in this fight, win or lose, is gonna hurt Aljo at one point. I think he will land a big shot, and Aljo will be wobbled at one point in this fight. Aljo does not have a great chin. It's decent. It'll get him through fights. He won't get knocked out by anything he shouldn't. But a big shot, and he'll be skating on ice. He'll be like Bambi on ice. And we've seen that, obviously. He got flatlined by Marlon Moraes in an incredible KO. So it's not like this guy's, he ain't got no Khabib undefeated aura. He ain't got like no impossible to knock out kind of vibe. And I'm thinking that Sean O'Malley is going to piece him up on the feet. I think he's going to be awkward. He has his hands down when he strikes, which why would you do that against Sean O'Malley? And I can just see him getting caught. I think it might be Sean O'Malley. He loves to come in with a jab, and then he'll throw an overhand over the top. His overhand right, I think, and it just seems to land. It connects every time. And I can really see him catching Aljo with that, with his hands down. He'll be out and he'll think, great, I'm out of range. I can't get hit right now. He'll do the fake jab. Aljo will go to move out of the way of the jab that isn't even going to land. It's just to set up the overhand. And there comes the overhand. Knocks him down. And I can just see Aljo getting wobbled. He's like, he's alive. He's good. He isn't on the ground. Then Sean O'Malley lands a few follow-up strikes. Knocks Aljo down to the ground. And I can see Sean O'Malley finishing him with hammer fists. You know what I mean? From like side with his hand on Aljo, just finish him with hammer fist. And that is honestly, I think Sean O'Malley's going to get a finish in this fight. He's much better on the feet. And here's another part. Before people say, yeah, but Aljo's just going to take him down. Sean O'Malley has underrated grappling, okay? People just say he's bad at grappling because they haven't seen him grapple. And I know, okay, he got taken down by Peter Yan, but in his defense, you probably wouldn't really be training wrestling against Peter Yan. He's one of the most lethal strikers in the division, and you're probably thinking, listen, he's going to fancy his shot at me on the feet because, he's been fighting these top guys, and this is one of my first ranked opponents, so I'm going to just, try and stand and bang with him on the feet. So I will kind of let him off for that. And also, he didn't really get controlled. He did lose most of the exchanges. However, he was never in danger. He was never in fear of getting submitted or getting finished on the ground. He was never in a terrible position. and he threatened submissions of his back as well, landed a few elbows and stuff. So to me, also I've seen him in jiu-jitsu competitions. Sean O'Malley's legit. He's beating genuine good jiu-jitsu guys. This guy's got a good ground game. I just think we don't see it enough. That a lot of fans just write him off because they're just basically, it's just, if I haven't seen it, it can't be good. You know what I mean? That's the kind of ideas they're working off. But I genuinely think Sean O'Malley has got legit ground skills. And I saw the MMA guru said Sean O'Malley's hands are big, and that is true. He does have big hands for a guy at 135, so that does help with wrist control. But I'm picking Sean O'Malley here. I'm going for the big underdog win. If this is correct, I'm a natural genius and MMA genius. And a lot of people are picking Sterling, but I see a few people picking O'Malley, and I'm one of them. I'm really rocking with this O'Malley hype, and I just feel like Sterling's fairly old for a bantamweight. He's 34. You know, you're not getting any younger. And he's been complaining about these weight cuts for like 4 fights now, or 3 fights. These weight cuts, he says they're terrible. He hates them. And if you've been watching Embedded, every time he says something, literally 50% of the time, it's about the weight cut. It's about food or the weight cut. He's like, man, I missed food, or he's like, oh, this weight cut's terrible. So stuff like that, and it's clearly bothering him. So to me, I feel like we're not going to see the best Aljo. You know, this is a fairly quick turnaround. It's been about 2 months since he fought Cejudo. And, draining yourself that much in 2 months, people were talking about 2 week weight cuts, but 2 months for Aljamain Sterling, he's a big dude. He's bigger than me. He's a lot bigger than me. And I could barely make bantamweight. I don't think I'd hardly be able to cut for bantamweight. This guy's like 180 pounds. When he's like, his natural weight is like 180. He's fairly heavy. And he doesn't even, he's looking in shape already, but I'm feeling like he is doing some crazy diet. He's practically starving himself to make this weight, and he's got to do offload all that water weight too. So this is going to be a rough few days for him. I imagine on the press conference, which is going to be later tonight, I feel like we're going to see him look very ill. Very skinny cheeks, just looking like he really needs to drink some water and mix some vitamins. So I think we're going to see a depleted Aljo. Has he got better cardio than O'Malley? Yes. I think that is maybe an issue. If Sterling gets him down in the later rounds, I don't think O'Malley will be able to work up back to his feet. He did against Yan, but Sterling has got much better control. And obviously, if he's in his back, it's going to be very difficult to shake him off. Because Sterling has got amazing control when he's got your back. But I can just see it happening. Sterling, he doesn't impress me on the feet. He makes a lot of mistakes on the feet, and I think he's going to shoot terrible shots. And I can imagine Sean O'Malley, he's probably training knees right now. He's probably training front kicks to the body, to the face. He was using the front kick a lot against Yan, so I can imagine he's going to be using it against Sterling. And furthermore, Sterling, I just can see him getting caught. Like I said, he's going to get caught, I think. And I think Sean O'Malley has to finish it there. He's probably going to get one chance to finish Sterling in this fight, and it has to be then. It's a golden opportunity. And you never know, some of the spin stuff could land on Sterling. He's been knocked out before. So he may as well try it and just scare Sterling, but obviously he might not want to spin because he doesn't want to give up his back, because he could pull an Alexa Grasso or Valentina Shevchenko, and that would be pretty crazy and a very bad position for O'Malley. But I'm really rocking with O'Malley to get this one done. I feel like he's a good underdog. I'm liking his chances here, and I will be taking him to win this. I might really regret this prediction after the event. I might look like a massive idiot after Sean O'Malley gets subbed in like round 1 or round 2, but I am rocking with Sean O'Malley. I think he's better on the feet. A lot of people are writing him off, and he's a big underdog, so I'm taking Sean O'Malley. I think they've made a mistake here. I think he should be still an underdog, but definitely closer than he is right now. And that is my breakdown, guys. I'm going with Sean O'Malley by second round TKO. I think he's going to drop, or maybe KO. Maybe he might just flatline him. He has a lot of flatline potential. Aljamain's been flatlined before. He could land a knee up the middle. All very possible, because Aljamain just kind of dived headfirst into shots. A lot of them are very sloppy. Wouldn't be surprised if that lands, and I'm pretty sure they're training them in camp. I saw them training them. So yeah, don't rule it out. Also, look for O'Malley to threaten submissions if Sterling's in full guard on top of him. So yeah, it'll be a great match. I look forward to it, and that is my prediction for the fight. So yeah, there's my prediction, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm back. I've had a very busy week, but we are back on the grind. Subscribe if you're new. Leave a comment on your prediction below. Tell me who you think is going to pick, because I think both of them have very good reasons to pick them. Obviously, I was thinking Aljo like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, but I've switched to Sean O'Malley to win this. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe, leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.